Hello everyone, I'm Fallout 4 guy and welcome to my channel. So it's been a while, hasn't it? I haven't put a video up for a good 2 or 3 months now, but I'm back today with a player home in Sanctuary Hills. I'm going to show you. It's pretty good. I quite like it. I'm happy with how it's turned out, but it's not as long as you might think the video to, so don't be put off by the time of this video, the length of this video. Basically at the end there's going to be a nighttime sort of walkthrough, and then after that there's going to be like a little behind the scenes section where I'll show you how I've achieved some of the aspects that are maybe not so obvious. So a bit like a not a tutorial, but like a how I've done it basically. And I'm also going to talk about the backstory to this and about why I've decided to build here and what's got me back to building basically. So a little hint. It involves no respawns, but shh, don't tell him, Anyway, on with the tour. So I've cordoned off this whole area, but it is just the player home, the original home that you start in. So I've just sort of defence turrets and the standard things really, just to block it all off. There's another reason why I fenced all this off, but I'll talk about that later in the sort of behind the scenes section as to why I had to sort of do that. But the house itself, I think that's pretty cool. I've tried to just mix up the outside and change the way the actual building looks. It's not as standard as such, but just added a porch, etc. But again, I'll talk about those things later. But yeah, the actual house itself, so it's a survival home, and I wanted it to look self-sufficient. So it's running on solar power. So there's solar panels, as you can see, on the roof. So for lovely days like today, that works fine. But on shitty weather days, it's got the backup wind generator. So that's sort of two power sources, but one sort of kicks in and the other one's not working. And then for the water section, I don't know if you can see on the roof there. So basically that little contraption gathers water when it rains. It's like sheet metal that runs down these gullies into this big tank, and then the machine then purifies the water, and then it's piped back through into the house using these pipes here. There's also like a hose for, you can use the dirty water to wash things or water the plants, etc. And a tap for the bucket to be able to just transport water as well. So, but yeah, it's basically pumping the water back into the house. And inside the house, you'll see that I've taken the time to pipe it all and show where the water's going to actually be going into the bathroom, etc. So yeah, so I thought it'd be cool to have a way of getting all my scrap and debris and things that I've collected around the Commonwealth to be able to build all this stuff. So here's my my way of doing this. So the Brahmin cart, basically, it was a horse and cart, but yeah, with a Brahmin. So this poor bastard has to lug all this shit around that we find in the Commonwealth, but get it back here, take it into my little workshop, break it all down, and then it's usable stuff. So I just thought it was a lore-friendly-ish way of trying to explain how I've achieved to build all this stuff really in game. And there's a little garden area as well. Yeah, let's go inside. So we've got familiar Codsworth in here as well. My lore companion helps keep this place tidy. The contrast, obviously, inside the house, I wanted it to still look like it's all been built out of salvage, but obviously it's all clean and tidy because this is where he lives. And I've tried to keep the layout similar to the original house, as well as in the room layout. Like the living room is where it should be, the kitchen obviously still there. But yeah, I'll talk about how and what all these items are in the last segment. But for now, just have a look around the living room really. Got a little bar area over here. Drinks cabinet. Fully stocked. Not sure how many guests I'm going to actually have around this place, but never know. The kitchen is as it was, really in the same spot. I haven't actually built the cabinets, as you probably remember. That's how it looks actually when you get to the area. But I've decorated and made it look homely. And you'll see some of the pipes there that are coming in from outside, all to get the running water and get the taps working. Basically, it's clean water. And then there's some more pipes there, look, in the ceiling. So they go through into the bathroom area. So yeah, so the piping, obviously, it just makes it look a bit more believable. As you can see, all in the bathroom, there's pipes everywhere. It's all being carried from that water tanker outside into the toilet system there. Look, fills up. The bath area's got pipes. There's even a little hose fitted on that one to wash it down. I don't know, just thought it looked funny. This chest of drawers, I found this in one of the houses down the way. Had these candles put on it, so I just thought it looked cool and dragged it up here and put it in my house. Little workshop area, very small, but this would have been just a utility room, I think, in the actual original house. I think it had like a washing machine and a dryer in, but it's now my workshop. And for the bedroom, I wanted to do like a kind of a geeky nerd type room. So there's lots of like, models and toys and things around. Cabin bed. Again, like keeping with the theme of like, a kid's almost like boys' room. The cool cabin bed. Computer and all these models and memorabilia and things. And then in the wardrobe there's a little switch here that opens up the, if I can click it without my UI on, a gun cabinet in the wall. So that was quite cool. All the windows, as you can see out and fine. I didn't board the windows up, but there is a security system in this house, and I've tried my best to hide so you actually can't see it, but I'm hoping that nobody noticed it. But basically everything shuts down, every window is secure now, and that little switch just triggers it all off. So yeah, again, I'll explain how I've hid on and concealed that in the end part, but yeah, basically I wanted it to look like it was kind of seamless, that you didn't see it there until it all shuts. There's a little power armor storage in the wall there. I hate that power armor, it's ugly as fuck, but yeah, I just thought stick it in there. And then this room, I didn't actually know what to do with this room because I didn't want to do a Sean room or anything. I thought it was kind of pointless. But as a player home, you're going to need storage. So I thought, well, in a real house, a lot of people have a junk room or the basement or whatever, just a room they don't use. They just chuck loads of shit in. So this is pretty much my sort of take on that. All the chests, the cabinets, look, and the boxes, you can all store all your stuff in there. So it is actually a storage room. You can put all your things in. But I wanted it to obviously look like a junk room. And I think that's turned out quite well. Lots of tilting in here. In fact, that was a bit of a pain, to be honest, tilting some of this stuff. Like, for example, the flamingo there. Just getting it so it looked like the rod and everything was, so it looked like it would actually lay there. Tiny little details. But yeah, so if you watch my videos normally, you're probably thinking, okay man, where's the armory then? I know there's an armory in this fucking place. And yeah, it's in here, so I'll put a little shipping container at the back here that's got my armory hidden in. Only small, but obligatory really now. I need to kind of stick these things. I like putting these in my builds to try and see if people can spot them. So you guys know it's coming, but it's a case of when. And that's it. I told you it was a quick tour. But yeah, as I said, there will be a nighttime section now. If you want to stick around for that, it's great. and also later on I'll be just going around in build mode and showing you what's gone into some of the stuff that I've built. And that's it really. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the nighttime tour. If not, please like and subscribe, and see you in my next build. Thanks for watching. So here we are at night. It's very dark. So I just wanted to quickly show you around with the actual lighting of the home, because I've taken time just to wire every room up and get everything with working lights. I think it makes a big difference to the atmosphere at night, especially the living room. I think the living room looks really cosy and warm with candles, etc. I love that fire. I think the kitchen looks pretty good as well, lit up. You get another look at the armoury now as well. So I've just got downlighters on the guns, but then the main lights too, nice and bright. And that's it, that's the end of the nighttime tour. So. Okay, welcome to the how-to section of the video, and the no respawns rant. So, if you're a no respawns fanboy, please leave now. You're probably not going to like any of this, what I'm going to say. But, yeah, basically, okay, so the reason why I built this, no respawns' latest upload is his Sanctuary player home. That he built all in Creation Kit, that he's really chuffed with, and basically, well, I was pretty disappointed, to say the very least, and I'll use that word like as kind as possible. It was bad, considering it was done in Creation Kit, and you know, it took him what, 2 weeks? I think he said it took him 2 weeks to get to the stage he's at now. He was 85% complete, he said. And it was going to take him another week. So what, 3 weeks for a build this size, with not really that much change. He's just decorated a house basically. So yeah, I was pretty disappointed, and I thought that I would build this to kind of show what could be done. Now I've built this in PlayStation 4 Workshop mode, not in Creation Kit. It's built actually just in the game. So that should take me a lot longer than Creation Kit. Creation Kit is, you know, it's got God tools basically. It's you don't have to piss about tilting things like with QwaPA and things like you do in the Workshop mode. So what took him so long, I don't know. Anyway, that was the reason why I got there. Now, I'm not trying to take away anything from No Respawns. He has obviously got a lot of subscribers, and you know, his tutorial stuff he does is popular. People like it, but as far as creativity and build actual sort of the quality of his work, I'm not really a fan of that. You know, this house took me two and a bit days. So basically I started this Friday night and worked on it over the weekend, finished it Sunday evening, and I'm uploading today. Today's Monday. So yeah, like, and I would say this is pretty heavily detailed. You know, his isn't, in my opinion, but anyway, you know, he inspired me to build this. That was the thing. Now, what he didn't do on his, I've tried to sort of show what could have been done, and I would feel happy uploading this if I could upload it as a mod. The house itself, I've tried to kind of remodel a little bit, and so like this roof, for example. Now I'll start taking things away, as you can see. So that was one of the things I put on top of the roof. Now you can see why I did that, because I wanted the wind turbine to be sort of sideways in there, and I wanted to hide the actual structure of it. So I took it in. Plus as well, without that roof on, it looked a bit small, and I got that from there, look. So if you see that top of his roof, it's all empty on that house. And the same goes for the missing porch, look. You can see that's there. I've slotted that in there. The reason why I've done these things is A, obviously to make it look a bit fuller, so the house looks fleshed out more. I wanted a canopy over the trailer anyway, so it saved me building one. But also just because a lot of it's to hide things, so when you build, when you use the normal workshop mode, obviously a lot of the stuff you can't resize things, you can't alter things really. You can tilt them, yeah, but that's about it. So that needed hiding the legs. It looks like that's built into the frame of the house now, and that was the point. And the same with this one. The reason why I did that, because when you look inside there, it kind of looks, you don't really straight away think, oh, hang on a second, the garage looks smaller than the original. But if you remember in the actual start of the tour, you see my armories there, look, the shipping container. So I didn't want it to be so obvious that was there. So by putting that in, you kind of get the illusion that the garage is still intact. Really, it's just got a canopy on. The other reason I did it for was if you remember the security sort of lockdown thing, the shutters, look, are all in the walls. So these are all panelled on top of. I'll start taking it away. So you can see now where the actual shutter is, and that extends into the garage area as well. So there's the actual end of the door, look, that red bit there. So again, another reason why I had to kind of flesh it out is just to hide some of these big objects, really. The fireplace, which I really like the fireplace, it's just it's a Mylock vat tipped upside down. It's pretty easy, but it looks like a fireplace. And then the fire guard is a car park barrier, I think. So yeah, so things like that are dead easy to do, but then you have the problem of them sticking through the walls, and again, that's where your fake walls come in. So by fleshing out the garage and making it look bigger, let's get rid of that and that. You'll see now that the wall is hiding the stuff that's all sticking through the walls on the other side. And you don't necessarily notice it again, like they use the same colours and things like that, and it looks like it kind of blends in, but you notice it now, obviously. But it's all designed to kind of give it a fuller look. Now, the reason why I'm kind of mentioning this more so is just because, where are you going, Cosworth? Because he hasn't done any of that in his build, so I've spent a lot of time messing around with the structure that you don't even notice. The idea of putting the things I've done there is so you don't notice it. That's the point. You might look and think, oh yeah, he's decorated the same, what's the big deal? But there's a lot of structure work that's gone in as well. Even things like, like getting the garage canopy thing, I've purposely put it so it's sort of in the kitchen there, because I like the way it looked. I thought it looked sort of ornamental on the bar. But yeah, so I just think, what's he done with the time, really? Okay, I didn't build this actual kitchen, but I did decorate it. I'll show you a little trick with decorating. So I've used some pre-decorated stuff, as you can kind of see. There's some of it's pre-decorated there. I'm not going to be able to click this, am I? Just delete the door. So yeah, I've just basically glitched that's the original fridge that I'm holding there, and then I've just glitched the pre-decorated one on top. Just saves having to put stuff in like that, really, and it saves on some of the clutter amount, because the more and more the junk decorating you do, the more it lags. You can see that's how I do my ammo and things as well. They're on rugs. So I normally do them outside and just with OCD if I'm using ammo and just stack it. Well, what's happened there? That just happened. Did that move when I did that? That's strange. Weird things going on. And then like pre-decorated stuff, I can't move that. This is from the Workshop Decorations Pack, I think it's called. I'll put all the mods that I'm using in the description anyway, but sometimes you can't pick them up after you place them down, I don't know why. But that's actually got a tool chest on it as well, but I've just sunk it into the wall to make it look different. A lot of the time when you use these pre-decorated stuff, you can straight away, they stand out. But if I use them in a sort of subtle way like that, you don't necessarily notice that it's not individually placed items. Again, it just saves me time really. I normally do decorate things individually, but I was in a rush. I wanted to get this done for the weekend. The drinks cabinet, you can see it's just all little bits made individually. That's a sideboard, the desk thing, and then I've just put all the bottles on the rugs. I'm trying to get to the door. That's it. That's 2 shelves. In fact, hang on, I'll take this apart. That's the one sideboard, look, stacked on the other, and as you can see that behind there's a painting, look, with that gets the light behind, just to light the drinks cabinet up. And that's another little side one. So yeah, I've just made that out of many different parts. Lamp. You can see another part of the security door there sticking through. I tried to hide that as well as I could. I liked the fact of having the daylight coming through the windows. I didn't want to have board it all up. You know, like on Norespawns one, he's just boarded the windows up, and that's kind of lazy, really. Oh, it looks horrible now. I've took that out. You can see how big that door is, though. You know, if I didn't extend that house, I wouldn't be able to have hidden that. And I wanted it to be completely hidden, that you didn't actually notice it was there. Yeah. The pipes are all individually. I have nothing to say about that, really. Again, use of pre-decorated items in here. That's that vice, so I can pick this one up. But I've just sunk it in the one, the other one, and then that's just a normal gun, and I've put on a rug and then glitched in to make it look like it's sat in the vice. That's hiding part of the other shutter door that's on the other window. It's just a bit of wood sticking through that. Nothing I really could do about it because I'd got it in the right position, but it sort of clicked through the wall, so just put filler on it to hide it. The lights are all from houses around in Sanctuary that I've grabbed and I've just overlaid, and that's the same in the living room as well. Just over the top of a cycling light. And while I'm talking about the lights, actually, you'll notice that I've tried to keep the wiring very, very neat throughout. Every room has powered switch lighting, but you'll notice there's no wires inside. Now, I purposely didn't want to have wires everywhere, so on top is where all the wiring is. It's an absolute mess up here. Now, I wanted certain things to be shown, like these, from down there, because I wanted it to look like it was part of the solar panels. But then the actual wiring itself, look, it's just a mess. But it was just easier to do and quicker. I mean, you can hide them in there, you can do wire glitches and things to hide them in the house, but it was just quicker just to stick them all up here that, you know, you're never really going to see it, and have the inside looking neat. I don't like seeing the wires everywhere, unless it's intentional that I wanted it to look messy. The drawers I got from down the road of one of the houses, the neighbour, it comes with the candles on top. It's been tilted, look, so I had to put that in a specific way because when you tilt stuff, and then that's just a bunch of pre-decorated stuff to make it look the drawers are full. I hope showing you this stuff helps, you know, kind of give a little insight to how how I do things. The shower bath is actually multiple parts and pipes. It's like movie magic exposed. And the pallets are to hide the shower tray at the bottom. If I'd have sunk the shower tray in the floor, you'd lose the shower curtain, you see. So, and plus the pipes were the wrong height otherwise. They were exposed. So there's reasons to all of it why it's all like that. The hose pipe I got from, again, down the road. I was on somebody's house. I stole a couple of those. The toilet is just a sink with a normal pipe from CVA. And that's about it in here, really. Just towels and nothing to show in there. The bed, you might wonder what the bed is. So the bed's a normal bed, as you see. Chest of drawers, and then it's just made out of all the wood panels. Very simple. The canopy is actually the tarp from, you know, the market stall thing. I'm not able to show you this, am I? Can you see it there? It's massive. But yeah, I just wanted that tiny little bit of colour. As you can see, without it, it's just something missing there, but with that in, it sort of looks right. Now it blows in the wind because obviously it's meant to be outside, so I put a fan here for that purpose to make it look like that was blowing it. The little display cabinet, I've used this method before in another build, but it's just a step ladder and then a table, a floor lamp glitched on top, just to give it a bit of lighting. Again, pre-decorated shelf there, not this one. This one is pre-decorated. I'll just put a door on it, so it's that one's, I've decorated that one, I didn't. It saves time. Pre-decorated shelf. The pipe in there is from the power armor stand that's behind this wall. Just sunk it enough to get a bit of pipe, so it looks like it's kind of like a cupboard with some kind of piping system going on. Again, this pipe is designed to hide the fact that the elevator door is glitching through, you see. So yeah, so a lot of it is, I mean, of course it makes the room look more interesting, so yeah, like that, there's a reason to do it, but a lot of it's shit, I need to hide that, what can I use. The junk room, I really could not think of anything to do in this room. It stumped me for about 2 or 3 hours. I was like, what can I put in here, what can I put in here? And in the end I just thought, you know what, a load of junk. And you can see everything is individual. There's nothing pre-decorated in here. It is all actually that's pre-decorated, but then I've added things to the pre-decorating stuff just to kind of make it look a bit different. But yeah, there's lots of tilting. But I wanted an actual area to store things, so that's what a lot of this is for, the purpose of storage, but also to look like an old junk room, really. The bar, I can't click that, can I? Oh, I can. Oh, let me move it. That's the red neon stuff. That's a sign out of, I don't actually know. I think it's probably a good neighbour thing, possibly, I'm not sure, but it's out of CVA anyway. It's one of the signs, but it's on a whiteboard and there's an arrow pointing that way, and I've just sunk it in just enough to hide the whiteboard but to show the neons. Don't know why I did that. I just thought it just looked effective. So yeah, some neons on there. The cushions are tilted regular cushions. You can use normal pillows on this, but they only come in white, so I wanted to use different colours. And also, when you use a normal pillow, because they're on chairs and you tend to want to sit down, a lot of the time I just pick them up, which is really annoying. So I just used normal cushions out of unlocked settlement objects, and just tilted them all individually to sort of have the effect. It was quite effective. The ceiling has been fixed as well, just to stop the leaks really. I didn't bother patching the actual top of the roof. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, so I've built all this around here, so it's not just the house I've done, I've actually built this little entrance, but you'll see why. Because there's nothing. Partly I deleted most of this stuff anyway, just because I've had other things at Sanctuary. As time has gone on, I've just deleted things and gone along, so it was less and less as it was, but also I wanted the build limit to be as small as possible. Now if you look at the build bar, I'm not even halfway, and you'd think this would run smoothly, but I'm not scrolling through the build menu on purpose, because every time I scroll through the build menu when I'm near the house, it crashes. I don't know why. There's obviously just too much stuff in one location, but my frame rate is smooth, as you can see. It's fine, and this is on normal PS4, not the Pro. So yeah, so like it's very smooth, but for some reason just crashes. It's probably some other issue, I don't know. But I kept deleting stuff to think that maybe, you know, the more I get the bar down, the less the game has to work. But then that created the problem that it looked like shit when I looked around. So this whole area is just designed to kind of smoke screen the fact that there's nothing around it really. That every garden, every house is empty. You know, I've deleted everything out of it. Look. So, but yeah, it seemed that it was kind of like a waste of time doing that, because nothing's changed. Everything just does it the same. It just still crashes. So it obviously wasn't the frame rate. Don't know. But yeah. So anyway, I think that's kind of everything. You're probably gonna ask me other stuff in the comments, and by all means do, and I'll try and answer what I can. But I think that's covered most of the stuff you might think, oh, how's he done that? How's he done that? Yeah, I think that's it. But I hope you like this, and yeah, basically that's my take on Norespawns, whatever he wants to call it, survival home thing. But you know, oh, I'll show you what that is as well. That's just clicked. That's a boxing ring. They've just sunk into the thing. You probably could spot what that was, but just in case you was wondering where I've got those wires from, it's just a boxing ring. So yeah, so I would say this is what a creation kit build should look like, even though this isn't done in creation kit. But I think this is the kind of standard I would expect if someone told me they'd built in creation kit. And you know, like the fact that you've got the easier use of tools for one. Just before I go, I'll just mention this little thing. This is kind of what I'm talking about. The tilting in creation kit is, you know, easy. You can tilt, resize, all that kind of stuff. I have to use QwaPA to tilt on this, and if you look, this is only very slightly sloping down the hill, but it's still enough that I couldn't have it flat because this wheel was obviously floating. It was too high, so I had to tilt everything just ever so slightly just to slope down. Just things like that that would have took probably 5 minutes to build. This ended up taking like an hour or more, just because of all the individual subtleties that needed to be tilted on there. You know, no big deal, but yeah, things like that on Creation Kit would have saved me a ton of time, and I still built this in 2.5 days. So I don't know. I don't know. I sound bitter, but I'm not. I'm just surprised that he would release that and it'd be that crappy. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, and please go and watch his video. I don't mind sending people to his channel. He's got enough subscribers anyway. He's not gonna hurt him have a few more, is it? So if you don't go and have a look at it, then you won't know what I'm talking about. So go and have a look, see what you think, come back and tell me what you think of his version compared to my workshop version. I would love to hear it. And thank you for watching. If you've got this far through the video, then I'm sorry for taking up all your time, but thank you anyway, and I'll see you guys soon.